don't want to lie, guys. I was very disappointed. Parking yenyu yakaita kakusheka mbichana. Se media department rebato.
For questioning I
don't know. Unfortunately, I haven't had Rombo Rakanaka Kutandara. And that's another thing that I don't like as well. When people criticize government, they criticize everything and they don't applaud. You know, going to show me. But that airport, well done. But I'm saying, Papa.
Denny J Show. Zvanga zviri down to up tauraitigwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean Andy.
It's time.
Hey everybody, Becky K here. Welcome to the Denny J Show. Tisu jedu.
Wig boss, yes.
Wig.
Tana wig consultant.
Oh really? You mean the bathroom mirror?
Yeah. Wig is 100. I wish I could help you because I don't know. I don't know when a wig is right or wig is not.
You know
right.
what? So it wasn't even that hectic. I know you like you sent me messages worried. And I was like, Danny, don't you know these people? They be trying to crawl underneath your skin.
But you know, if it's one person, it's okay. You know, if it's 2, 3, 4, you're worried. Like,
so I focused on the first comment. I addressed it, and that was it. All the other comments that came after, they were now just attention-seeking, bored people. Bored.
But the wig was not 100. All they were saying is the wig is 96. It was 96. It should be 100.
Yeah, it was like...
I don't know if it was 96. Maybe more like 76.
Yeah, it wasn't in the 70s. Man, it was just like this little portion here. And I saw it. And I didn't think much of it. I was just like, whatever.
But you don't understand. You don't understand. You're Becky K.
Okay.
You're not just a regular Becky.
Okay.
Becky K.
It was hot. The wig lifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So, apart from the wig fiasco, everything else is good?
No, everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. What's happening today? We have a fantastic guest.
Today we have a fantastic guest. I don't know how we're going to compose ourselves today. You know, we have to be like hella serious because he can just crack a joke from anything.
You know what I mean?
From anything. So people in this room, please behave yourselves. Just now,
you
could be a target.
So should I
not
or
that
should
he
you?
does it. No, you should.
Introduce him.
And I'll just come in towards the, like when you're about to say his name, I got something prepared. I'm ready.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you guys at home ready?
They are ready.
Wig check?
We did the wig check. Now you're making me like...
Nice. All right.
Gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the next guest.
Dun, dun, dun.
Outstanding Comedian of the Year 2022.
There we go.
First comedian to sell out Reps Theater in 2019.
What?
First comedian to sell out 7 Arts Theater.
Hey.
First comedian
Another one.
to sell out Celebration Center in 2022. And wait for it.
Okay.
He's going to do it again 21 December 2024.
What you talking?
Who am I talking about, Becky K?
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for King Kandoro. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you.
King Kandoro in the building.
The king is in the building.
Yeah.
What's going on, King?
That's your voice, Reba Denny J.
They should know.
There's voices.
Because, but my accent can't.
I've never thrown an accent. 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 I've ne I think I always use like my everyday voice.
It's sure.
Big
Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Good
Thank
to
you,
have you, man.
thank you.
to
I wanted
have
to be here with ndite naro nemi.
Oh, you're ready?
No, because you said
he's the king of Naro.
but even you are big, it's one no why. You know, no what you wander behind. Yes, big guys. Because later Naro Bwangwaya Dimpu, one of our kangaroo.
It's a tactic. Like, really, me?
Thank you guys so much for having me, man. Excited to be here.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Zim?
About a week.
Week.
Less than a week.
How are you finding the weather?
Oh my goodness. But in Rimana
but
you just roll with it's too much.
Yeah.
But Jwirangepane moon agatadza something and that person is not owning up.
And
Now
we're all in trouble.
In all my years of being Zimbabwean, I've never experienced this. I don't think we've
had a couple of heat waves, but
yeah, but this has been consistent. And that Nunzi. Nunzi Ningrini. Mawani, there a combination.
I'm telling you. I think it was like a few nights ago, I was like, I'm going to sleep outside. But if it wasn't for like the whole mosquito thing, I would not.
Because you have a forest at your house outside.
Yeah.
That's like a forest. You know, you've got nice, manicured
I know, right?
garden. And
so you
shit.
just like, I was just like,
yeah. But you should be excited because it's cold as hell out there.
It's very cold. It's very cold. It's very cold. It's but the contrast is too much.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so when it's hot, it's hot.
Yeah, I'm saying good now from what I left, right?
From
With
what you
extreme
left.
cold
Yeah.
to now extreme heat. I thought I was coming to sun and sunshine and green. I actually thought it was going to be raining. So I to my
It
juice.
It should be raining.
Yeah.
How come you're not miserable?
Where?
Wait, because people from that side.
I'm here too often.
Oh, you're here too often to
yeah,
be
because
miserable.
I've intentionally, whenever I feel like an init creeping inside me, I'm like, it's time to go touch base. Because ukaona wakusvika paairport uchikati I can't find my bag in it.
Wakurasika.
Mbeyananda is disappointed. Saka whenever I feel that in it, I was like, my wife, it's time for me kuti ndimbonoona that statue ya Mbeyananda muna Samuel.
Yeah, because the times I've been there, and you know, for me, I was really looking forward to it. I was like, hey, finally.
Are we still on that?
Yes,
one time you went to the UK.
Not one time, twice. and then I get there, and the weather, I was like,
terrible.
I was like, no.
Yeah, I remember. I felt sorry for you because
I was like, no, this is not it. So what's the best time to visit?
Summer.
Which is which month?
From just May right up until the end of September. If you come during those months, because it's deceptively nice. It's very,
Right.
yeah, because sun is out and
I want to enjoy the sun abroad. I think that's what I want to experience. But so I just saw people gloomy. I was not. I had to find my own fun. I was like, I am a vibe. So
yeah,
I have to be correct. But you've been there for long.
5 years now.
5 years.
5 years. Congratulations on the whole spouse thing, man.
Yeah.
I know you were gonna be. You would have been struggling back home if it weren't for the wife.
Nah.
That's
not true.
But let's give her credit.
No, we are. Don't be credit. Chivisa.
Because if it wasn't for her, you'd probably be on some COS something. And then you're like, sponsor, I just sponsor.
Totenda Mwari.
Amen.
Simudza mageto kubva mu.
Amen.
Because I'm sure akamuona kamtarget.
Where did you meet her? So tell us your story.
I met my wife Unplugged. This is 2017.
Are you all listening? Unplugged.
Unplugged
I met my wife Unplugged. Those my days ago. Kinkano. Zvichangotanga.
Okay.
What is that? Zvichangotanga.
Did you know her before, or this is like first time?
Off social media. So her family used to do this thing where every December they come you know, just be with the family. December is the time to connect. So she comes, she's young. They and her cousins, they go to Unplugged because Unplugged was the happening thing. And this is the time where we knew each other off social media, but we were going, but my baby as well. But then she comes and we just bump into each other. And I was like, hi, King Kandoro. In my mind, I was like, right. Where's Pagazuta? She's British, my way.
This has got to work. It must work.
Yeah, but we made it Unplugged.
Yeah, but my fans.
No, but you see, that's the thing. She knew I actually had a rule. To this day, well, now it doesn't apply.
Yeah, but
because I actually had a rule back then. If somebody comes to me on some, I love your work, regardless of how beautiful they are, I'm never crossing that line, right? Because my biggest fear was kuzoita chiconsortium chevanhu vanoti
possibly
tikangomuudza kuti takutonyengwa. So I was very afraid of having a disgruntled consort of vanhu vanoti dzinongonyenga nyenga idzi. Saka I would there's probably, I think sometimes also because women don't know how to shoot their shot. Sometimes maybe somebody was shooting their shot. I'm saying you're funny, right? But in my default response, my tabasa, right?
Because women like funny people.
Yeah,
right?
But she didn't approach me as I'm your fan. She said hi. She just recognized me. And in what stuck, to recognize my baby. I didn't even know she was coming. So through our conversation, it was on. All right, tuto pindrana. Tuto wirana. Then
from then on, you lived happily ever after.
2 years down the line,
you marry me.
And in my wife from the get go within 2 months, I was like, Isus snoroa. Okay.
We don't play.
Mageto, you don't play.
Kurora. Kurora. Problem ya tuita tukuna kurumiza kurora. But kurora kurora. Tawana mungu wedu. Tokona shoterwa. Tokona shwa dengo ine mara yakashota but. Kusvika tosvika.
We are coming. We'll show up. We go uptown, they'll gather your whole family and then
So you are Mukudze Kandoro Majoni. You are Mukudze. What is this thing with Anna Mukudze? Anna Mukudze varikuri Holy 10, Job Praiser. Chichi moku representa kwese. Comedy ni wakachibata. Mukudze.
You see his face. His face was like.
No, because
you just set me up.
Yeah, because panapa problem ya mchero ndio kumanyangira yaona. Because panapa munoda kufushira kuti right. Koronzi bako ichocho ndo clip yatiri kumhanya nayo. Ndo clip yatiri kumhanya manje no. Ayo ku comedy takachibata takawanda.
Auna uchitiji.
Ayo no tese takachiti dzvi.
Albambera yodi because chinofanira kuti achisumudza.
No takachibata nekuma sides.
Okay. It's like a blanket.
Kuti andona timapobheri kuti Long John akabata uko. Najo akabata uko. Then kozoita vamwe akabata.
Wati ani akachibata?
Learn more.
We don't do that here.
Why?
No, King.
Ndandisho kudai makakwana. Nasha ari kupi. Ndaito kudai
So wati Lenmo
akabata ku left.
Okay.
Najo akabata uko. Inini ndakabata ku side uko. Ana dog vakabata ku side. Then pakata pane vanhu vanenge vakatobata uchi. Because maybe nyaya height food.
Okay.
Kuti vanozobata ni vanenge vakaita rekutsiga. Coffee noise. But ku comedy unozocheka nakira. Do you know the beauty of comedy? Do you know the beauty of comedy? Comedy kwakasiyana nekumangoma. Because nasi chaiyo ndatomuka pazimcelebs vanhu vachitoudzana zvekuseri kwemba panhingiri nyaya yekupisa. Comedy, do you know the beauty of comedy because of how subjective it is? Tese tokona kusparka vanhu. Chinozoneza hedu ego yekuti panogona kuwana handisandazviona. Vanhu vanogona kuti ini ndoda kupisa ndiri one. Sezvinoitika kumangoma. Kuti kumakoma I don't know, there has to be a number one. Kucomedy kwakafanana comedy it's okay because it's very subjective. There is someone who's watching this right now said Kandoro handitire. The same way pane munhu andoshaya kuti Lenmo akatongokosora Lenmo ndewangu inini. Mumwe achiti Nigel ndewangu.
Because we did catch some flack because Nash and Beggy were like, we don't find Lenmo funny. And then people were like, why are you finding them not funny?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, like, is that a thing? Is that a thing? Should we find everybody funny? And why?
It's like what he's saying, comedy is subjective.
Yeah.
So I might find him funny and not Long John funny.
Yeah.
And someone might find him not funny and find Long John hella
Because I think the argument was he almost won AGT. So therefore, he is funny.
I think
and for real, he is funny. But
problem
he's not funny
he's not funny to me. You want a national has fun.
But remember,
but later on, I think no, total for us.
Yeah.
But also the other thing is Vanu, sema comments is in the comment section. Patabatra bed wrong. It's very rare. My bed is wrong. Tikaribata wrong. So we get right. Munu is usually put together and whatnot. Saka tikaribata. I didn't never know my comments.
The person had like 200 followers, and I was like, oh man.
Then there's my board drango. Ndikaona Denny J podcast yakupisa. Ndoyanda kudzosera mashure mchana. Aiwa.
Tishamuvitesh.
Vanhu emsangano. Vanhu emsangano. Boys they don't us.
That ever stopped.
Yeah. Congratulations on the podcast, man. Your podcast is one of the podcasts that we see and is really doing big things. You and your boy.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Chirisa.
Yeah.
Western Chirisa.
Are you guys in the same area?
No, we live close enough to make it work, but we don't live in the same area. He has to
when
come.
You say close enough?
About an hour away.
Oh, okay.
So he comes over every Monday or Wednesday and then we record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you saw a setup here and everything before we film. How's set up for you before you actually roll cameras?
It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. We have to, ours is actually worse because it's at Nabago. It's at Nabago. You guys are the professional. Hey,
so if you had a Bago,
things would be in green
smoother. But it will cost you an arm and a leg.
An arm and a leg. Because vanhu vanogati mari ari kubhadhara iyi ndikanorova shift andowana saka kuti ukompete neshift zvogona kunetsa.
Speaking of shifts, so do you do shifts? Right.
Ungada ntaimira. No, do you know what? Ntaimira pakuti answer yangu manje ida kuti nditukwe nevanhu anoita chi. Because and I almost fell for it.
King.
I almost fell for it because
I saw you going for it. Like me, I don't do it. It wasn't a setup, it was a genuine
No, it wasn't genuine. Nyepa.
She just wanted to know.
So I've been fortunate enough. Kuti comedy, that's all I do.
Full time.
That's what I do full time. That's what I've done since 2017. Since March 2017, I haven't had to do anything outside. So even when I left Zim to go to the UK, that was the vision. I'm going there to amplify the things that I'm doing here on the ground. So I've been fortunate enough. But I want to do Andina Mikana in Green. I probably would. But kutongoti nguva yashina yekuita nigrini. Urunzwe repair answer.
Yeah.
Oyo.
Chaka master.
Awanyangira.
You know, it was just about in-house. And then, but that's cool.
So how lucrative is comedy as a business or as a way of earning a living?
It's a tricky question to answer because Inina might have bias yangu.
Wakapaka kabango futhi banzi apa bango. Wawudze kabo imoto ebichi.
Ndafara kuti maitaura
He's like, I'm happy you guys brought it up, not me.
No, that's not mbostaura zvemota here, guys. But since we are here,
we won't mention the personalized number plate.
Ndaida kuisa ne middle name rake.
Okay. Okay.
Bahamaita Jacob. Okay. No, I mean it's been an incredible year. It's been a very good year. But when I can't now use that as an experience, as an answer to say, comedy not to fire. I think in my experience, it's been very good.
Yeah. Why do you think it has been good for you? Because there's so many comedians.
Yeah.
What do you think the lack or what factor has made a difference so that you get to where you are?
Narrow. Narrow has been a big part of that. Narrow and letting things happen, because inini my background was I was coming from Dangandine Mun, firstborn kwedu. Right. So firstborn naturally une my expectations are not pure. Of course,
yeah.
You want ucha exactly. Mtaro wangu is looking at if anything happens to me, so I was being poised. Was in the boarding school. Marino gonna short up because my parents were civil servants. No school fees. You need to send him to boarding school. But the name scans out because some of these you don't understand my responsibilities. But Pandaka to Endago University, it was with the view good mfano yarufana profana buda lawyer. Because understanding my parents said we angry lawyer accounting ningirikina
certain professions
you know takwira mangu. You know, because again, breaking also that generation. I was the first person to go from my father to go to A level after my father to go to A level.
Wow!
Right, and then
now university.
Mtara wangu manje difference yakaitika nje akaenda ku A level ndo ba discover Doro.
I don't whiskey.
Kushuru kumdara whiskey. Lager. So as intelligent as he was, my results are not but even there he had already surpassed my expectations. So in Manje, ndaenda ku A level, wapasa mfano wangu tawana ka scholarship Rhodes University. My father from day one. Dine lawyer kainini. So I say all that to say kuti pandakazouya ku comedy uko ndanga ndine pressure yekuti zvandasiya izvi now it has to work out, because I'm somebody who's been given too many chances. Iye comedy. So when you ask why has it worked out for you, maybe it's because inini ndinge ndichiti pressure yekuti I can't take that chance. Naro dzatinadzo dzekuti no kana tikatoita shoka tofana kutobva something. Tofana kutodzokera ku Denny something kudeni. So zvinoita kuti maybe inini andina ka comfort kake kuti ndogona relaxa because otherwise mdara anozokava gap here. Because at this point now hapana plan B. My sisters they just came a time wekuti comedy yako yakutobhadhara kayo. Ndizwa kuti my sisters ako pane school fees robhadhara. Then was on English. So I've been fortunate enough that I just grew up with that mindset and right,
so you're like a Kanye West, right? College dropout. You went, you did law. You didn't finish.
I didn't finish.
Do you have any regrets?
No.
Do you not feel like
what kind of a lawyer would you have?
Do you not feel like you'd be a more powerful comedian if you had your law degree, but you've shelved it? You're doing comedy and you're street cred in terms of street cred.
I think street cred yakatoipa ndeyekudhakadropa out out of law to do comedy. Yeah. But do you know why I don't have? I think from that chitsidzo chacho kuti I couldn't let anyone down, right? I don't have any regrets because everything that I visualized what I want to do through this comedy thing, I have managed to do. I took it upon myself, and there's certain milestones that I was like, you know what? Because the thing that I realized wasn't so much with my parents bado didn't lawyer or bado didn't accountant. They just wanted me to have security. Right. So whatever I'm doing needs to be financially stable enough for them not to worry about me. Vanhu hatori stress yekuti rate rikazodai so salary yangu yazodai so we don't want any additional. So inini ndikatapudza, all I'm doing is relieving these people. So when it started working out for me, by the time my mother passed away, I had been fortunate enough to buy a car.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah. You know? By the time she passed away, we had renovated the house and made sure that it's comfortable enough she can't recognize, because she had built it up.
To just say it all one time, so I clap once, brother.
You know, earlier this year I managed to buy my father now a car. Yeah.
I'll just leave it right.
But yeah, I say that to say, Kuti, I don't really have any regrets here, Kuti. I dropped out because the reason why, I think subconsciously, part of the reason why I dropped out was seeing Kuti, as an individual, you're following a set of rules.
Mm-hmm.
You're operating within the guidelines of the law, of the constitution. No, madadino. It's very structured. Your honor. May I approach the bench? May I nigrina? And in the person that I am, I don't think I can operate freely. Like so within the confines of that.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could contribute meaningfully to that.
So going to law school was your dad's idea?
No, it wasn't my dad's. It wasn't anyone's idea. It was just unofara zvekuverenga unogona zvemaarts izvi enda kuningirine kwatakadzidzisa hakuna career guidance. It's just there's certain things that are ordained in you kuti changu chinoningirina. And even like I was one of those guys who would write like my compositions aiverengwa pakati pamberi peclass. So conditioning you're very good at literature.
But you probably would have been a good lawyer.
I probably would.
I have a joke.
But when I from G. What's your joke?
So
hey,
right, so you didn't finish law school.
Yeah.
But you dropped out to be a comedian.
Yeah.
So we can call you a court jester.
Is that good or we're laughing because it's Becky?
I don't know. Pana zvimwe zvinhu zvikataura nebhedhi ka sekai. Zvinhu zvikataura nebhedhi tozoungana tateka kuti mabhedhi anenge achitiremedza. Wamusvika pakaungana mabhedhi. Mugona vakadzi ava shit. Vari kuseka but vakomana.
That was the whole joke. No, please give it to me. Court jester.
Was it good?
Yes, was it good? You know, he's laughing. He's laughing.
I mean, he's a guest.
You have to pressure.
He's got should we have done this?
No.
No. We give it.
Why are you being like that? I cracked the
Becky
joke.
K. No, it wasn't going.
Yes. You know,
For a baddie.
Listen to me trying to break it down. Court, lawyer,
Yeah.
jester,
What you calculate?
okay, court, jester. There we go.
All right, so the name Mukudze.
Yeah.
Mukudze, Japanese is Mukudze.
Yeah.
Holy Ten is Mukudze.
Yeah.
You are Mukudze. And the one thing you have in common is you and Holy Ten are college dropouts.
Wow.
So I put it together. Like, so is that what Mukudze is? Because you guys are adventurous. You
At least you're guaranteed
ambitious.
I mean,
your ambition and Holy Ten's ambition is worked out.
How did your family take it when you were like,
they struggled.
I'm no longer doing this law thing?
They struggled with that for I give my father credit now because my father is honest enough to say, you know, like he's had a full turnaround, right? Situation where he laughs about those days. I think me and him didn't have a proper conversation for almost a year because this is somebody who was looking forward to coming over for graduation day.
Yeah.
You know, who was telling all his friends.
You took that away.
I took that away from him. And
gave
this
him
is
better.
this is how he definitely, and we had to, it was very awkward, you know. But then he, to his credit, he was like, I think it came from a giving up, but what it amounted to was he gave me room to figure it out. To get it, it wasn't a hostile situation. It was just cold shoulder, but it wasn't. Pamba ndaitogara paibikwa sadza unongotopakurirwawo, but you don't have ingredient, and it's a difficult situation because I'm the only boy in our family.
How many siblings do you have?
I have two. I have two sisters. So father and son usually have that, right? It was non-existent. So it was it wasn't until a year later when he started seeing my movements. Paper bag. That's when it's like, you know, I remember my first big paycheck. Zvinongoitika pagate unozati namune manga siyane. Musi wandabata mari mavhiri emota yamudhara kuputika. But because ndinaka mari ndorata mai tenga mavhiri mudhara. And it's like, andina matendwa mavhiri wawo. Andina matendwa, but pakangoitwa kake ngoti.
Okay.
I see you. And then a few months later, ndazouya nekamari kangu ndine mubhedha. Ndakanotenga mubhedha kumasasa. Ndawana ka 1 room kangu kuma heights. Ndacalculate kuti chi ndechingokwira 1 kombi. Kuti ndiende because ndandane ka internship pamagamba. Ndongokwira kombi yangu ndongoti cha. Saka ndokwanda kugara. That's when everyone was like, iwe munatone mari yeku move out. But havana zvakataura because in their head they were like hadzodzoka. Dzipe months. Because hazisi kuziva nyaya yekuti asi apa ndanda to calculate mari rent 3 months ndinayo. So that's when they started being like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the same brain dzakakwanisa kuti aende kuchikoro kuningirini ndo dzakushandiswa. And that's really what it was.
Nice. You mentioned Magamba TV. Tell us the work that you did there. Ndokwana Comrade Fatso, Zambezi News. Yeah, and boys, I've seen some of your work. You know, you've done some edgy stuff, even in terms of your comedy. And when I say edgy, the stuff where we're like,
boy,
should I be saying this?
Am
I safe?
Safe. So
would you check with Intel? Would you boy, or you would just script mega and be like, we are running with this?
Imagine munongoisa muona reaction. Gambling.
Throw the dice and let's see where
throw the dice muona zvabula.
So have you ever been called for questioning? I
don't know.
Boy.
Unfortunately, I haven't had Rombo rakanaka rekutandara because my understanding is pane chicken involved. Inasanda one. My understanding they're very, you know, courteous. They're very polite. You know, masisa kanaka muchitsenga vachidzisana kuti saka inini magatsi munowana inini hangu asanda invitation iyo haisati yasvika. Maybe nyaya yekuchita chinja madress. You know, maybe nyaya yekuchita chinja madress kuti vanotumira ningirine because ndanibori jaka. Maybe vaitumira ndichangobva. But handisati yangu ndakoko.
So would you say that the previous regime and the current regime are not really onto people's business like that, and comedians are free to do comedian work? Nice.
Ikamera ipi andikubuda baba. Kuti maguests ari pamba muzvione kuti mukoma vado andifushira. Maskati machena ano. Maskati machena ano.
Here's another PR response coming your way.
For sure vakaibata. Vachiti no, honestly, do you know what I've realized? Chinhu chinowanzokuwadzisa is the audience. Because half the time idea yeku fine tune yekubata maparts inenge isipo. But vanhu vakapinda ma comments vakawana pakanzi safe here.
Are we going to act like we can't see that fly?
I can't see it.
And it just goes to king. And none of us, we all... King.
No, yanzwa ka something kepa UK. Igati. Yeah. No. Hey. Yeah, it's so but
what's the story with these flies?
It's hot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hot.
Do my props, Ash.
Oh, finish.
Yeah.
It's part of the cast. Yeah, boo.
No, it's I think the nyaya inotangira muaudience. So vanhu vanenge vasvika pamacomments ubva pakanzi boy here munhu anenge atori kuoffice akatogara ona ngirini then andoona the idea then becomes kuti iwe vanhu vari kuti tajairirwa because inini I believe kuti sometimes joke rinenge tongori fun because half the time majokes aya haasi kuuya from a toda kutatsurana nevakuru kana toda kushungurudzana kutandara.
Yeah.
It's social commentary and sometimes it's real life zvakafanana nenyaya yematex and budget kana rikabuda and as a human being usati wafunga kuti ndoshanda kuti ndoita you react to that ningrini matex aya especially boys right now the most contentious one yanga iri betting. We have a huge mageto kuti ndokwarita se ndokwanika choti ndoraramira waiza saka ukawana kwanzi tichambotora kambichana inini ndobva ndazobudisa kajoke kana kaskit kanoenderana nezvematex kuti avakomana vanyanya andiona it's obviously going to hit home to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I assume kuti even munhu aunza tex iyoyo will watch it and appreciate kuti sure this is the natural because it's not like they are not aware kuti taxi is going to they are very aware but maybe taxi is equally important. Discomfort ichaita vanhu is almost, you know, what's the phrase that they use yekuti pane zvona zvekuti the greater picture yekuti you know zvinorwadza but we have to for the greater good, right? Joke iroro remateksi iroro rikazowanikwa rikazonyanya vanhu vachiti ana Kandoro munoona kupi kwa magatsa aya boy here ndo papo pa I think I think a lot of that happened mu regime yeku yawanga wachitaura yaya. I think a lot of that would happen yekuti pane vakomana vaibva vati indira kuimpressa mukuru kuti aonoti mukuru anotombosiya zita ravo richimbobva mumatakanyanya ari kuitwa maningirikini but mukuru vanenge vachomborina pressure.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at Doc Wicknell. Doc Wicknell has been doing that character for a long time.
Yeah.
And I would think that the president actually finds him also.
Zviguno zvavo zvese vachiri nazvo. Anoona.
So it's a problem with foot soldiers most of the time, right?
Iyo wedra mutoshandisa kuti foot soldiers iroro handisitori cosigner because anoona indikawirana newe kuti ma foot soldier.
They'll be like, Saka, you called me a foot soldier. When did you foot soldier?
Tiri kuti vana mukoma ma-elders anoona because vanhu vanenge vari pagraft.
So Magamba TV is where you Magamba TV. Where did you discover that you could actually earn a living from doing this? At what point?
I think I only discovered it after I joined. There's but I found out about them by Zambezi News because remember I go to South Africa, right? And all of a sudden I have all this internet at my disposal. Saka now tapa YouTube, you know, I wanna Tonight Show, wanna Chappelle Show. And you're like, iwe, vanhu vanenge vachiwanzira George Bush, but Bo. Vanenge vachiwanzira Prime Minister wavo, but Bo. And these were the first guys that I was seeing that were doing it on a Zimbabwean level. Kuti vari kutoita Zambezi News vachiwanzira and green and vachiri vapenyu. And I was like, hey. So when I was now making that decision to drop out doing my due diligence, okay, when I go to Zimbabwe, I need to meet this guy and impress this guy. Maybe pane zvinhu zvinogona kuitika. Vari kuita this Magamba thing. So when I then joined, then got ndoda ngodzidziswa kuti zvacho zvavari kuita vanozvita sei. Because it looked like panika production something.
Yeah.
Panika script, it's And then it's only after I joined when I realized, you know what, it's a full-fledged operation where these people are actually doing, it's called satire. Because then they my jokes are no meaning. Only to realize, no, all of it has meaning, but this is, political, this is, political humor, social commentary and whatnot. Ndakutodiscover, all right, zvinhu zvinostructure so, all right, script inonyorwa so, kana tichifilma tinofilma so, tinoningirikana so. That ended up being my version of a university. So I ended up doing like 3 years where you're going through the ropes from being an intern, my assistant, until I ended up being the guy that was responsible. Now, if you want, this is the guy that you see because he's going to come up with an idea for whatever concept you have. This is how we're going to film it. We're going to get this guy in the green, and from there,
Nice.
toenda nemari yakakwana kuti do you know the pressure yapakuroora inahad pressure yekuti already from an insecurity level ndogaya kuti vanhu ava vataunganza ava vachabvunza kuti saka murume wakanoitei.
He's a clown.
Exactly. Anta zvemajokes, but that's what it was. That's what it was. So inini I made sure kuti ndaenda nezvinhu unozama list panouya pepe.
You made sure you
ndendine 2 of each. Okay. Because ndaida ku-overcompensate from what I thought. Unozama vanhu panoenda norora pepe uchinzi anoshanda kuDeloitte. Because again, turi kuroora takaenda my wife's family is Kobulawayo.
Okay.
Right? Ibhedhi repa plus 44. Handiri kuona. Riri kuroorwa nenhingirikini. Saka I wanted my first impression to be like, ende zvemajokes, but zvake zvinenge zviri zvakaandikwana. Saka we got the whole family tandakaroama takanosonesa masuti tikaita sese, all my boys came out. So I said that to say, yeah, it's come from a place of intention. No, this comedy thing has had to work out, and I'm fortunate enough it has worked out.
Nice. So from Magamba TV, you went and you started your own thing. Is that when you started Madorofia?
No, Madorofia ngetotanga by the time ndakasangana nemagamba, but kanga ngori ka idea keke ngoti unozori pageto.
Yeah.
Pane Madorofia apo. Yangu iMadorofia Republic. And then it's only after what you start seeing okay, this is what a production is run like. That's when you start having your own ideas, because it's true chemunga. We are just an employee. You are enacting the vision of someone else. Yeah. But you want to know my ideas. I'm going to one I'm kana. Changu ndo chimanya so. Changu ndo chiningirina. And yeah, it was a very, very important time that allowed me now to put all my energies in Madorofia.
Special shout out to Comrade Fatso. I think that guy's got balls of steel.
Special shout out to Comrade Fatso. Special shout out to Outspoken. Special shout out to it was an incredible team of people that took a chance on Mugeto youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah,
that's nice. Yeah. So your staff is it as edgy as Comrade Fatso? Because Comrade Fatso does it on the weekly. And when I say edgy, it's like putting with truth when there's a lot of truth, yeah. And certain people will choose not to say the truth because the truth, they don't know where the truth will take them.
It will set you free.
Okay, it's good. You know what I mean? So is your stuff, because I know earlier back in the day with your propaganda, you used to be a lot edgier than you are now. I don't know, is it a realization that you are in family but dealing on it?
No, now that's always. Do you know what
propaganda are you still doing it?
No, we stopped it because, and when I say now that always, it's propaganda we stopped because of the tour, because I couldn't spread myself too thin and quit a man in green. But the ideas that were in propaganda, the show, do are in tour. When you come and watch the show, that's when you're like, okay, I get why he stopped doing the show, because is okay, this doesn't make sense. Mota idzi ziri kupiwa green zirumbobva kupi and sei vana Denny vasati vanazo. I don't want to lie, guys, I was very disappointed. Parking yenyu yakaita kakusheka mbichana se media department rebato Panava,
those cars
no.
for old money.
Se vanhu vanoita PR yemusangano sei mimi musati
I'm going.
Really?
I'll leave you, bro.
se vanhu vanomboita mapeace jobs because munomborwa munomborwa.
Is this correct, baby?
I'm actually heard kuti Nash has panel. Because Nash akazombovhura anzi Say has done more than Strife. Masiva ndikati Nash daishe Nash. I know for a fact kuti as soon as he said that statement Munsoro Makat Papa is but no,
but we did say to him, like for real, give us the stats.
You did that off camera. Because there's no record.
That episode, did we not say to him?
Maybe it was
I challenged him.
Yeah,
it was
did.
And I told him about the scholarships. And
We did.
But no, there's never been a time where this is happening.
Okay.
Mota it's where and when I came here my car feels out of place. No one will be
Let's go.
Okay,
thank you for joining us on the Denny J Show. That was King Kandoro. Until
be
next
sure
time.
to mention like, subscribe, turn on notifications.
At our doorstep. Right there, by our doorstep.
So
no, I am motors and all panzen dzinotooneka kuti idzi makadzishandira. Unoza mota dzinodzi mota dzeziya.
Oh my god.
Then I know, but Christmas, I'm the Christmas list. Yeah. Christmas list iripo amushayi
It's okay.
mukashayikwa tikasvika 31 no you need to have a conversation na Nash kuti Nash ndewenyu zveshuwa here because no are you with us because again aiwa nguva yeChristmas aiwa hamukazoshayikwa.
It's not making sense.
It's not making sense.
Yeah, we're just humble people. We just wait our turn.
No I'm not that because munomira nemusangano 3 hours na comrade super. That was
no, but his story was a good one.
It was a good one, but boys ze ku HQ. Ndakanyatsoona kuti right. Ipo makarekodera kupi episode here. Mamuri comfortable. Mamwe questions amaibvunza aya.
Chandakachwara.
Mama ka relaxa.
Batakabvunza ese.
Ndoda ndikutaura kuti questions evanhu vari kuziva kuti nothing is happening to us.
Do
you think that
no, because when we invited him to the show, we did ask him, right? Can we ask anything?
He was very
said, go
confident.
ahead.
He said,
and do you point do you think that anyone would have been allowed to ask anything?
Sure, we can try and arrange an interview for you if you want.
Asiri system.
You know, I saw that in the comments. How did they manage to get people to come? Super doesn't go for interviews and stuff.
No, but no. Jokes aside, you guys, I need to give you props. This podcast, a very, very important piece of the things that you've done this year. Mm-hmm. Because the one thing, as somebody who has a podcast myself, as somebody who enjoys media, the one thing that I know is important is for there to be multiple voices that are doing different things.
Sure.
You're not going to disagree, but the point is to move the conversation forward.
Yeah.
You know, there's been many episodes that you've done that you've possibly got flack for. Shadaya episode, right? But Shadaya episode, maybe someone whose anti-establishment who say yeah Superman wanzira or yeah maponga or yeah gift or stalos, all these ningrini episodes, or even just an episode even
right.
You get it? But it's content if you watch unotobva uchi wadzidza something 1 or 2.
Oh, thank you.
The problem that we have that I find isusu usually we just find corners and we stick there. And it creates an illusion yekuti world ndo zvairi.
Yeah.
Pozoitika rude awakening pan pakaita sema elections paya. pekuti iwo wagadzira kaecho chamber kevanhu vanowirirana newe mototi aiwa isusu tiri vemusangano kana kuti isusu tiri chete kana kuti isusu tiri vanhingirikini then mazosvika panhingirikini mozoona mune 1% kuti but how tanga tichirira vanhu tanga tichisimbisana. So I think when you ask those things regardless of how you disagree or you agree, unotoona kuti okay, that's how the other side is thinking.
And you know, like, I think a lot of times when we do interviews with different people, whether it's politicians or whatever, it's deliberate that we, you know, when someone comes to our show, they must not just come and then just start, you know, come here as a platform to do whatever it is they do. So when we bring people, we try and push them as much as we can. And when you push someone as much as you can, you get to find out more stuff that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't. You understand? So it's deliberate most of the time, but I find that, you know, our society is very polarized. So if I ask someone you like difficult questions, in that tumor, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is he being so bad?
But it's okay. It's okay. Problem.
You know, so like you find, like, for example, like the Gift of Stalos interview, for example. Before we started shooting that interview, I said to him, look, you've done a number of interviews. I want to make this one a bit more difficult than the ones you've had before. That way it will get traction and people will watch it. So it was structured in such a way that I wanted it to be like a hard talk. I put him in a corner, and then he gets to say something. But when people saw me pushing hard on him, it was clear to them that I was this guy. And when people really love their people, like, you know, like a lot of people love the opposition figures, Chamisa and all sorts of, and the whole
touch notes.
So, but you find, like, if you are objective and you go and you a lot of the things that I was pushing on are things that have turned out, even like when we had the Eddie Cross. Eddie Cross was like, how does a leader of a party leave his party type thing? You understand? It's one of the questions that I ask. Why should he have or should he not have? But these were all questions that were structured in such a way to push Gift Kutatu Woods. And he ended up telling us more. Like, even the issue, they met Madokero, and then the other people didn't want to resign. And then the decision they came up with was because they realized that the mood was like people didn't want to leave their MP seats in solidarity with their president and so on. So it's some of those things that come out if we push. But my pushing on Gift is a very good friend, very cool guy. And the reason why I called him was not because Nanda Tuma, it's because I admire him. I see how eloquent he is and how sharp he is. And I know in the future there's definitely somewhere in leadership where he's gonna be.
Definitely.
Because he's that sharp. You understand? And he even showed it. And even after the interview, I was like, what is this? And then we hugged it out and it was cool. But when people see what we do on TV, they take it personally. Even with Sniper. Because Sniper is a very good friend of ours. So I called him and I said to him, look, Sniper, my streets are to appear. If we do this interview and it's not catchy, people are not going to watch it. So I'm going to go hard on you deliberately. So that when we get shots from this interview, people are going to want to watch it. And they did watch it. And now I think it's like on 80K or whatever. You know? And it was good for him because then it put him back on the spotlight. You understand? So the power of what we do here, we can take it for granted. But there are people who take it personally. You know, when we come here and we switch on the cameras, it's showtime. You understand? And people don't realize it. And I mean, you're always doing showtime because you're always on stage. You know, we're not in a mode.
What other episodes have you watched?
That
you were like,
I've watched. No, it's a mix. There's episodes that I've enjoyed. I don't think there's an episode that I've watched that I've been like, guys. No, there's been moments within episodes that I've been like,
Was it me or Nash?
Yeah, because it's either Denny or Nash, right?
There was an episode where and I feel terrible for this because but there was an episode where you guys were talking about votes, and Shemaine was like, "No, what did she say? There was something that she said about She said I don't know any vote songs," and I was like, "You see, that was a hard one.
Yeah,
that was hard for me to accept because
you know it's actually genuine because Charmaine is like uptown.
Ye-
What Denny and son.
Yes, but do you know?
Woods.
No, it's not that. It's not so much that I didn't believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
It was.
was.
I genuinely
It wasn't a good
believe,
look.
but it was a. That's not a good look because we are here. Everyone, the assumption is you're a media person.
Yeah.
You
That's
should.
not a good thing to accept.
It's like Blink 98.
Oh, you know what?
You know. You know, it's it's things like that where it's like, but I've enjoyed the same Mataure episode. You know, I've enjoyed all the episodes with the comedians from coming past. You know, Alfred Kainga. I think that's my favorite one. You've had Cow. Yeah, Cow Joshua Ngwe. Who else have you had? Comedians.
Coming fast.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's-
what's his
you
name?
mentioned,
The one who recently hosted. The
Doc
president, Doc Vigela.
Dog Vigela, yeah, I've enjoyed all of them. Mungarema said Lenmo guy Zimbabwe. What happened?
So we reached out to him because you know like what I was saying, like people take what we say here personal. We reached out to him and he was like, hey, I'll never go there. And then I said, all like that's where he went. But
Oh,
I
he went
thought
to-
yeah.
No, but my favorite episode is the Master H1.
Do you want to take over? Do you want to show?
Amaga popota. Yeah, pakapopotwa pano. Pakapopotwa pano. Pakapopotwa pano.
I tried.
Beki anorumachuridzira manje. If Zaka Denanga Biba.
Danny had zvokudhererwa.
No,
He's from Cheetown. You need to understand
Denanga
that.
Biba. But you manje instead of kuningirina white, pane ma moments are white, Zaka Biba, but sure. Sure. Because we are saying it is we are not a small thing, huh? We are not a small thing, huh? Panakazoona kuti no vanhu vangachaja zveshuwa pakazobuda caption yaye paFacebook yeah. Because the caption yanzi shi no this is what we are saying. This is what we are saying.
Yeah, no, but that was a bit touchy because Master H has been with these guys for some time. They do that.
You know, my brother passed away in Birmingham in 2006. So we do a ghetto bash in Cheetown, Padenpedu, St. Mary's. So, you know, we've had a number of artists, and I say colors and Akilati, almost everybody has come. And it's like a pasa and it's free, and we just do it for our hood and that sort of thing. And Master H, is from the neighborhood. And before he blew up, you know, he would come and ask to be on stage. And we've had him we've had him perform, and you know, lots are organized. And so for me, when I invited him, I didn't invite him because I wanted views, because I've seen some of the interviews he's done. He doesn't really command a lot of views. So for me, a lot of people were saying, because that's because they don't have that history. That before he blew up, you know, we would interact with him and would give him a platform. So for me, when I called him, I didn't even ask Nash or Becky. None of these people knew. I just reached out by myself. For me, you know, we've had so many people we've asked before who have said or who've declined, you know. But you can decline and say, I'm not at this time, or in the future, or whatever. You know, there's always a nice way of saying stuff. Yeah. So for me, my offense was really on the approach. You know, managers have to be they have to protect the artist. You understand? You can say, I'm Kuru, thanks for the invitation, but you know. But when you say, we're not available for podcast, FM. So, you know, for me, when I look at podcasters,
it was a slide
for podcasters. It's saying we are not at that level. Yeah, we are literal people. Yeah. And that's the angle I took it. Not to we are no, but I want to like hand or whatever. That was fine. So people now are like, same thing here kuti vaona
Vaona,
chimega chacha kubhula munhu chirufo chakaipa wachikwanisa kuaccepta no so it turned out
I think it was one of those situations where definitely a lot of things might have gotten lost in translation because the background information that you're giving the invitation might have come from a point of pride. We have seen Achikwira. Now he's at a point where like Arurira and I want to celebrate him. But maybe that context wasn't available to the person who said
I want views of him. You know,
it wasn't the case.
That's why it came out. So that's why it was a bit emotional for me.
And also the response said we're not doing podcast interviews as yet because podcasts are long. I see my radio interviews, 20 minutes, 15 minutes and all. There's lots of conversation that goes on.
So as a manager, I'm not going to point even the manager by trying to shield his artists. Because you know, you're not going to go to talent but ukashika pa platform akata say we might look like we're ganging on you. We don't do it to discredit you or whatever. It's just conversation. But sometimes my artists can't handle being asked these questions. And you also manager, you're not going to shield them.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things.
But it's how you present.
But I still want to see that. But Murwana don't want podcast. I'm not sure. Podcast don't want.
So you know.
Thank you very much.
But parenya mangotsikira zvenyu kuti yemota.
Like we're done.
Mangoti.
We're done.
Alright, ko panya motikari.
Mangoti.
Alright, yemota.
Okay.
There was like a lot of people in the public were saying this person shouldn't have accepted, that person shouldn't have accepted. And I think I had David Coltart say something very notable. And that had to do with Peter and Love.
Right.
Peter and Love.
Who had a problem with Peter and Love?
Peter and Love, akapiwa bango.
Yeah.
And then David Coltart was not happy that he accepted. I think the problem that people have is like, from the perspective, like when I look at it, like David Coltart is a politician. Fadzai Mahere. Politician. So to them, because you know these are active politicians, right? So to them, they expect like if someone were to give Peter Ndlovu a car, I don't see any reason why Peter Ndlovu should say no. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's what I'm asking.
You know, but to them, I think that I think it's wrong that you are an activist or you are a fighter or a freedom fighter in that regard, because as far as they're concerned, they are freedom fighters. They in their opinion, Zanu PF, the bad guys, even my freedom fighters. So to them, everyone should be in this freedom fight with them, fighting the regime. But people must understand that not everyone is a fighter. It's also one day say politics article. If someone decides to bless Peter Ndlovu or bless Mai Charamba, why should Mai Charamba refuse? She's not part of the freedom fight.
No, aside from saying that she's not part of the freedom fight, right? What I found very interesting about those comments is it almost reeks of hypocrisy, right? Yekuti politics dzedu padzashatira ndevekuti vanhu vanotanga vatasvika pastage yekufoista mabelief system edu pane vamwe vanhu, right? Yekuti inini kana ndichiti pasina nhingi newe unofanira kuti pasina nhingi because maybe tese tiri vanhu vekuharare kana kuti vanhu vekuchitungwiza, of which that's not true and that's not fair. I think kana munhu akaita sakandoro wekuti anombofamba achiti pasina nhingi kana kuti nhingirini, you have every right to be surprised kana Kandoro yakazotambira mota, right? But kana ari Peter Ndlovu kana Mai Charamba kana nhingirini watisina record yavo vachita zvepolitics vakapiwa mota, why are we going nhingirini? Because now we are assuming kuti Mai Charamba vangu vakamira nesu, andona, because there is no history of these people vachiti toy kana kuti nhingirini. There is a hypocrisy there where we are now assuming kuti vanhu ava vari kuti, but dai kwachunzi kuti munhu wekuti mukazonzwa Fadzai Mahere akutambira mota, please have all the questions.
Exactly.
Please have all the questions. Mukanzwa munhu inini Kandoro mukandinzwa ndakuti nhingirini, because then you ask kuti Kandoro ausiri waiwanzira mutuni muvere kana kuti nhingirini. I then have something to answer for, then I'll answer. But pana vaona tasa Peter Ndlovu. And another thing is on ndeyekuti you look at these people that are receiving these cars, the majority of them are people that Peter Ndlovu, he's well into his 50s, 60s. I don't know the exact age. Hakuna stadium Muharare, Zimbabwe, Kobulawayo, that is named after him for all his contributions to the sport.
Come on.
Yeah.
There is nothing that has been, right?
No statue, no nothing.
Nothing. This is somebody who might look at that gift and say, you know what? Regardless of where it's coming from, he's not even thinking that far. Wicknell. He's just thinking of, you know what? I'm receiving this as for all my efforts. My charamba, all our musicians, if our music industry was right,
They would be proper.
You know, reverence yana Dolly Parton here, kana reverence yana Aretha Franklin. These people would be well off, but paka disappear yana grammar, paka ningirina, right? The conversation that we should be having is not so much yekutanzi Wicknell arupa vanhu mota. It's a different conversation. Yekuti, right? How do we fix situation yekuti say Wicknell? Is that his first name?
Wicknell, no first name.
The
say is just blended in everybody.
The conversation that we should be having is how do we get to a point yekuti munu uyu, even from a what do they call this more, even from a lifestyle audit perspective, how is it acceptable my gifts a 4 million worth of cars can be given without someone asking questions? Not so much vanhu varutambira mota.
Okay.
Now, it should be it's a conversation that should be dealt up with. But let's just have a conversation and it might turn out with Reshua Mari Ndiake, right? But ngaingo it was verified if it's a Zimbra thing, if it's an ingredient, I want mass. Try to go lifestyle. Mari mna account bo.
Wait, are you saying if it was Strive Masi were doing this?
Same. Anyone who's doing that,
but you probably wouldn't question.
I would.
Realistically speaking, if it was Strive doing it, you wouldn't question.
I would.
No.
That's where my difference is.
That's your good podcast.
No. It's not even my good
Strive
podcast.
has been doing this for a while.
No, but
if you look at the amounts here, it's beyond this amount that we're talking about. 4 million.
But one of the difference now, iripopa na Strive. Jeguti. Strive has been doing this the whole. If you teach a man to fish,
okay.
Wicknell has been giving people fish. I don't know when I'm doing. I will launch a career and say politician.
I see.
No, aside from
the
difference. There's a reason why Mukuri has been giving water, because water is not driving.
Okay.
Water is no one nega kuti. Mota dzikapiwa waya apiwa mota waya uyu ari kurira, but munhu amupa mota yewaya ari ku, because the conversation like you were going has been vanhu vangada kubvunza kuti kwese asiri kuvaka mahospital. Neniwo nditori nawo mubvunzo iwowo, but the short answer is hospital haidrivhike. Kana takuita manifesto paya mota dzazongonokedzera kuti we change this broke niggas life.
So why can we not accept that it's a flamboyant young man who has money and is just splurging his money?
Yeah.
Because again, I'll go to Kupi. Because I'm waiting. Because exactly. So then,
do you question the first?
Yes, because but
I think
because it's happening for the first time, we have all the questions because
but he's not just giving to individuals; he's giving to the church.
He's doing all that.
He's giving to, like legends, like you mentioned.
Conspiracy theory.
Okay. Right. Always Nash.
Yeah, you have a
Nash is like your brother.
You have a special. Yeah. Give it to us.
I believe with Mota it's a very, very elaborate.
When you use elaborate, you have to put scheme in front.
That's
how I've seen
it. Yeah, marketing campaign beyond our wildest imaginations of what a political campaign is. Because there has been, even the way these cars have been given out has been very strategic. they have not been given to nobodies. They've been given to people that are pivotal in society in different ways. Like you rightfully mentioned, church. Yakapiwa 50 maakwa, leaders of church apiwa madenkuza machichi
and everything, yeah.
babashero vapiwa ningrini chitungisa yesi yapembera baba maicharamba
gospel yesi yapembera
maichisamba kandoro ati bed rangu. You know, all these people from urban grooves, Matthias Mere ningrini yekuti it's to create conflict within individuals. Yozoita seep into society. Kuti at the end of the day, conversation yatiri kuita iyi ndeyekuti how can say Wicknell be a bad guy? Ivo vapa killer team mota 100,000. How can Zanu PF be terrible? Iyo iri kupa ma legends edu because pekutanga iwo unogona kupiwa ukapiwa Japraise ande kukapiwa Japraise unogona Japraise nabasa naye. Saka still pasina say Wicknell.
Right.
But vanozokubatira kunani? Kuna Fantan. Urimpano vamatapi.
Right.
Saka unopopota sei? Unopopota sei? Urudzika matapi urutoiona iyo yakapakwa uningiri. Unopopota sei? Then tozoti kukaroi. Then tozoti conflict within society yekuti tazogara katinongoti maz. Zanu pane painotadza right but inobata vanhu vayo.
So why won't the party just do it directly? Right now, there's speculation.
No, because
it's Wicknell or it's Zanu PF. Why can't Zanu PF, if it was Zanu PF, just go out and say, Minister of Youth or whoever.
If the party does it directly, then there's a long list of people that actually helped. It's official now. But if it's Wicknell, it's due to his if it's Wicknell, it's due to his discretion. He can give out as he sees fit. But can I party? Each province in a van vayo vakashanda within Ningirikini mukapa one moon aqua line list akwa. But can I Wicknell akapa one aqua? It's something that other people can strive for. Now panoya 2028 moon wese aruzot inindufana kushanda kuti ndiwonekwe on a provincial level ndiwane yangu.
It's a very interesting conspiracy theory you have. A special called conspiracy theories that he actually performs.
Oh, well done. Yeah.
So you guys go watch it. They're on YouTube, conspiracy theories. I don't know what you guys think, but it's interesting. It's an interesting take. It's an interesting take. But I wanted to read you what, also we just round off. So we just round off on this one because we could go on.
We could go on.
Yeah. So this is what David Coulthard said about Peter Ndlovu. I am sad that Peter Ndlovu has had to sully his fine name in this way. Celebrities have a duty to ask the question, where did the money come from to buy these vehicles? Wrote Coulthard. Meanwhile, opposition leader Job Sikala warned there will be consequences. Maria Zanu PF unoidya nemuseredzero. Siyanai nazvo vakomana. Zvatiri kunzwa kati chaonerera. We will be spectators. This is what they say. You know, I think I've never been given a gift and then asked to go, thanks for gifting, but my own be married. You understand? So I think that would be very disrespectful if anybody were to ask. And I also want to just take note of what Nelson Mandela once said. I think he was in America, and then the reporter was asking him and saying, you say you are righteous and so on, but you are receiving money from Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi is a dictator and he's a bad guy and what have you. And his response was, the mistake that people make is to think that their enemies are our enemies. Libya has given us resources. They've not just been giving us rhetoric in support of our movement. They've actually poured resources in our movement. So the moral of the story is, your enemy is not my enemy. So if somebody gives me something and you're a freedom fighter, don't expect me to be in the fight with you because I'm not a freedom fighter. I'm just a human being doing my thing. And if somebody decides to bless me, I must not be questioned on why I'm receiving the blessing. So I'm happy that Peter Ndlovu accepted his vehicle. Yeah. I'm happy that Mai Charamba accepted their vehicle. You know, if you're a Christian, God blesses people in so many different ways. And the question is not to judge where the blessing is coming from. Am I right, my sister?
Hallelujah. King, don't look at me like that.
Mamuri right, mkomo wangu mazubaranza nyaya.
Chidibata baranza.
Mazubaranza nyaya. Patazo tikazochiraunda off say blessing. Again, nyaya inozoridi.
What is a blessing? King.
Blessing inozikana right. Blessing is blessing.
I did it.
Blessing is blessing.
You are right now. Ndikakuti King. Uchibuda panza hapo. Ona ndakuigira chi S500.
Imimi kana.
Inini? Ndoti King. Ando farra maworks ako mfaro. Makize bangu.
Ndakati uno driver ndakaenda pa deal.
Uchandivunza kuti mari neyono.
No, not you, because nduza kondapina muno mukana ndikuona pane stuff
vandipa.
Ayo but
azvine inewe.
No.
Ndakupa bango handiti. Iwe uri uzoti bango rabva kuna Denny.
Murikona zvakafanana pane magifts emuchato. Anoona? Magifts emuchato hapana anombofamba zvati mari yakweretwa kana tese tungoverenga kuti yaungana. That would be similar, but apa we are saying kuti tukuziva ndo pari kunetsa.
Alright, okay, pakuziva ipapo.
Pakuziva ndo pari kurema.
Kuziva chi?
Kuti mari ka haina kunyatsoti trickit.
Uruziva sei?
Because aiwa muzati
follow the links.
No, aside from follow the links. Mutemo again, I know you know this because Chitown. Yes, ya inongoonekwa. Hanta taura isusu kuti yes, ya.
But wakujaja.
Again, I'm sorry I didn't preface this Changotanga podcast with bedwe kujaja to jaja because to hater my we kuhater tino hater my we.
You know, there's speculation about source of funds, where the funds are and where they're coming from and that sort of thing.
And then I'm not even going that far. I'm not even going that far. I don't even want to do that because I'm not even going that far. And I'm just saying there is enough information there for me to say
yeah.
Ipap. That's dopa non remera ipap.
And
it might actually turn out with maybe marriage na itori jijnar. Itori live and direct itori bo. But it's just kuti yakandostand zvafanana kuti ukapiwa zvatanchitaura kuti ya ndingakupa example yana. Right now ndikauya nechicken in panapa ngoziva kuti yakandoro ndema tickets ari kuvhara vanhu mashow anoona haina kana zvikumbonetsanetsa and motoziva kuti ndo pandogumira mukazondiona manje ndakuuya ndakuti mota dzenyu anodzifarira panzapo ndakusiya yangu mobvunza kuti
but why
what's happening.
Okay,
but to ningirikina I think really and truly people, like you said, people should stop foistering their belief systems on other people. Kana inini ndiri Kandoro ndine zvinhu zvandobelieve zvekuti kuri kwekunzi ndazoofwa mota ndogona kuramba because belief system yangu haisi kualign, but handifaniri kufamba ndichiti maicharamba vanofanira kuramba nekuti ini ndoramba.
That's it.
So the discussion needs to be had at a higher level. The Sisu who are spectators, stop it right now. Let them collect their cars.
Kana tichiseka ngatiseke iyo. But kwete zvekuzodhipisa.
But Becky, it's just that this conversation has been long enough. But I think King bangora ruda jaja vanotora.
Land. Land.
Land.
Land ndogona kuti.
You might be shaking
land kuti amfana wangu jimbo yambata kafamu.
But wana tikakupa lambo inotenga land.
Do you know now the problem with dzimwe mota ndeze kuti pageto apa pane vangwana kuti vanokato pane zvimwe zvinhu ndongokuroesa nezvinhu sana nebasa rese. Anoona. Iwo usati understand uchiri unopaka lambo yachina kutafaro.
Aiwa, lambo unongoitora uchingoendesa pakasese. Because you are from Mavukuka allegedly. Allegedly.
Mota idzi ziri kutengeseka here. Mota dziri kutengeseka.
That's our conversation for another day. All right, so there's a number of issues we want to ask what you think about, and Becky has this one on lock. Like, so we want to know what you think about a couple of things.
We do get into the street, but not like that.
Right.
But then there's a couple of things that have been happening, and just to hear you, I'll just bounce off a story. Then you give me what you think about it. Have you ever been robbed?
Yes.
What happened?
I was going back to school. Roadport, ku park station. No, Park Station, South Africa. So, uchikwira bhazi ga waikwira bhazi raikuendesa kuJohannesburg, then was ukwira rinokuendesa Grahamstown.
Yeah.
Saka ndasvika, it was my first time mid semester pendakudzokera kuchikoro. Handisana mbobuda because first bus rakakwira rakangoenda straight.
Yeah.
Ndakuti mukana wangu tasvika Monas paiva bhazi riri not connected ndiri kuma 12 rikamborwa chira ndichiona. First time yangu Joburg and zviri kutooneka. Unoziva kuti kufamba uchiverenga zvaiti alright officially open. The whole time andiri kuita zvese izvi ndiri kuonekwa zvangu. Nevakomana kuti idzi hadzisi dzekunoku idzi. Vakasvika and wadi mfana?
In Shona?
Yes.
No.
Urupa. Hopa Greendale.
What is it?
Hopa Greendale pa ningirikini apa. Zvinotori mfana wewe ningirikini. Hauna chinhu kai andiri pachikora. Vanhu vachopfuura next side. And in my mind I was just like wow. Ndakadzoka ndakangorova hite ndikanogara pasi. Handina kusimuka futi.
Saka una uropa kuzongoza chinhu.
For ameno changa chaita unoziva kuti changa chaita kuti ndikasiya foni yangu iri pacharge muPark Station. Chakangoita ndinyungu. Ndikasiya foni yangu iri pacharge. Ndikandaisa chakaita nyungu ndikaisa zvimari zvandandinazvo ndikaisa mukatikati. Saka because vanhu vaitopfuura havazoite DP yakuningirina. But chakandishoka ndechekuti vanhu vaitoona zvikuitika kwandiri.
People mind their own business because it's dangerous. You die for
vanhu vachienda kugraft. Yanga itori nyaya yekuti ko pane kambana kandazoona kachitobatwa ngunzi. And it was just so shocking to me kuti zvatoitika.
Yeah.
But that was after that I started to
So there's this young man who's facing murder charges for killing a thief.
Killing a thief? But is that not self-defense?
Let me read the story to you briefly. I'll just get to the important parts, and then you can judge it. So this guy has someone break into his house. He's 22 years old from Chitungwiza. He's been charged with murder after alleged intruder died during a fight at his home on the 2nd of December. He appeared in front of Harare magistrate on Monday and was kept in custody while he awaits for a court date. The National Prosecuting Authority reported that the incident happened around 4:30 a.m. When Macharangwanda's phone alarm went off, warning him about an intruder in his room. When he woke up, he saw the deceased trying to steal his phone, which had $250 in it, through a window. He chased the intruder and confronted him, demanding his phone back. The situation turned violent when he brought the intruder into his room, leading to a fight. During this struggle, the intruder allegedly pulled out a knife and tried to stab Macharangwanda. Then, thanks to his landlady, who shouted a warning, Macharangwanda was able to block the knife. He also managed to get his phone back from the intruder's shorts. After the fight, the intruder was taken outside but started complaining about his injuries. Relatives took him to Tungwiza Hospital, but he was declared dead upon arrival. Macharangwanda is now facing serious murder charges as authorities look into what happened during the incident. This case has raised important questions about self-defense and property protection laws in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, because from everything that has been shared there, that sounds like a very open and shut. You're the one who came into my house.
Yeah.
The alarm went off. You're the one who brought out a knife.
Yes. So now I'm fighting for my life, and then I stab you, the intruder. I stab you a couple of times.
Whenever someone dies, I think culpable homicide is standard.
Yeah, that's what I would assume, but I didn't hear culpable homicide. Then you done, but it sounds like it.
But I think when someone dies, and we know who killed him, I think people are quick to call it murder, but I think they're going to change this.
Yeah,
I hope so,
they
because
have
that sounded like serious stuff.
I think they want to change the charge to criminal
Can you imagine
homicide.
someone trying to kill me and I'd be like, okay, fine, do it because I'm scared I might be charged with murder.
No. I think maybe the back and forth makes it a bit tricky. Like, wabuda wabaya ndakutera.
Yeah, there's way too many movements because kana mchiti mnanibanga makazobudisa phone yenyu muhomwe make.
Because munhu kamstep angopinda mudheni ka. I think it's safe.
Also there's also some missing information.
Because what why follow him and bring him back to your
also my relatives awanikwa kupi akaendesa munhu kuchipatara because the first people at this scene aren't they the police vanozodecide
should have been.
I can understand why they would call it murder until
I guess kuti maybe muri wabatanidza nyaya muchiti mwawadabirwa phone
because the minute munhu ubaya
pamwe patori right maybe munhu akabirwa ndiye ari kuti munhu but they are trying to investigate kuti chii chaitika maybe munhu angatori padheni.
Oh yeah.
And then you are trying to spin it kuti aida kundibira but really and truly pane
something came out. I wonder how it's going to turn out.
Hey, but not December. Tanga December nemukoti.
Aindaubude. They'll deal with you next year. Imagine.
That's heavy. Decisive.
And then there's a dating scam. You know, the older you get, sometimes you just become really silly.
What did they do?
So this lady in SA is conned out of, let me see, is it 18,000 rands? Oof. Or is it 56,000 rands? Oof. Let me get the story. Where is it? Okay, so long story short is that this woman meets this Ghanaian man in South Africa and they hit it off, lovey-dovey relationship. Met him on the net, it's a dating thing. And then this guy tells the lady, there's a business opportunity that I found that we can get into a business here, my trucks. But it needs such and such an amount. No, so it was like 1.8 million rands because he was saying it needs 3 million rands to get this thing started. Right. I found the trucks. Right. Let's put some money in it. Dude says, I've put my share. Chisa yako. They go to the bank together. This woman transfers 1.8 million into this guy's account. And the Ghanaian dude just...
This is a stupid...
Leaves the face of the earth. Literally, so she's there phoning him, trying to figure out, Kutiko, how far, where are we now?
Okay, how long have they been going out?
I also want to know.
Just trying to get the story right, man. Well, not.
No, she had it.
Because urwana inini whether tanchito mana zvegore ukanditransfera 1.8 ndo last nigrini because wakapusa 1.8
yeah, it's gone. Like the money is gone.
Because 1.8.
1.8 million.
Even 18 year old
1.8 million $100,000.
Like that's a motor clarity.
Yes, it's former teacher loses 1.8 million rand in dating scam. Former teacher, educated.
But also teacher vada ku investigate.
No, but she needs love.
1.8.
She saved money. It's a former teacher. Okay.
No, that's very disappointing. Is she Zimbabwean?
No, it's very much South African.
No, are people that lonely? I think that's the conversation. Are people that lonely that they are willing to hold on to love? Nekupa mun 1.8.
But I don't believe it as well.
Yeah, so she's a South African from Limpopo Hawks. The teacher went with the man to a bank in Palabora where she transferred 1.8 million rands to his account.
She said, do we know how long they've been going out?
It doesn't state. It doesn't state. It just says they were talking.
All right, moral of the story.
Vanhu ngavaregere kumixa madhiri elove nemabusiness. Once pangotaurwa zhetre kuti anzi pane kabusiness. Ita business.
That's not what I signed up
for. Yeah.
Mjolo, ngatingota mjolo.
Especially yo magazi ekuti anzi pada 1.8 million.
That's a lot of money.
Because it's not everyone you can ask for 1.8.
Exactly. Yeah. Because also you remember kakuti South Africa havana kuti 1.8 million imari nemara TGS. Ingori 1.8 million. Anwana. Yakawanda Maria. Isu sinozoita zvekuti anzi tazoisa kuningrini it's 100,000. It's 1.8 million. Inofana kuvhundutsa munhu.
Yeah.
Kuti that's a lot of vanhu imba dzinotengwa nema 500,000.
Yeah.
Rand.
And this guy was
Twitter,
like 1.8
like,
million.
what
And this woman was just but too happy to give it.
No, man.
That's why I'm saying the older you get, the more desperate you just like.
Yeah.
Like, give me, as long as it's a man na man.
No, but again, tambata mfesi
Eh.
tofana kumensa mfesi wekuchitungwiza anoreclaima zvinhu zvabiwa tinzo kuti tinopera sei because really no, but again from a what wabudira zhetako, but why are you stealing from a 1.8?
No, but not everybody has 1.8. Munhu anga ane jet rake raakadesigner elaborate scheme and he was working on it akabva hit.
Mbavha dzofana kubira dzimwe mbavha. That's it.
This was just plain ruthless, auntie. Heartless. And then the fight of the century.
Right.
Did you watch it?
I don't know.
All
Fight
20
of the century.
seconds of it.
It felt like, you know, I have a soon to be 4-year-old son.
Okay.
When it's nap time. Ndo mashizvezvo unongozongompa hage ngoti
But
Koma Gorimbo.
Yeah. Was he ready for the fight?
The thing about fighting is you think you're ready until you realize what you're not.
But what I found odd was, you know, if you're a fighter, you're gonna lose some, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. You don't have
It's
to
really
explain every 1 hour why you.
No, I think
beats.
why he's explaining is because of the time it took. The moment he entered the ring, before we knew it was ding 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 ding, it was done.
No, I think
So
he should
for
have.
him-
I think he should have just backed down for a while. 72 hours. Also, issue a president.
No, I think
The dude is
also,
playing to social media.
yeah, I think
in
it's
a big
also
way.
part of his personality now. He's a social media guy.
He's no longer just
he's
charismatic fighter.
Yeah,
boxer,
he's you know
kickboxer.
the answer. You know, I think I think the initial because Van Vagadagumu. Maybe the story that we wanted to tell Rex to Riches, he was on what he was like, no, I'm not that guy anymore. So maybe the pressure there's obviously again, my haters anoungana. It almost felt like Vanu vakafila because there's also a contingent. Pani pakambotanga tatsurana na Winky D. Akati Winky D went shy. I know for a fact to Divan. Right. So I think a lot of the people that were like, is a lot of Van Winky Diva, they maybe didn't necessarily forgive him.
Yeah, so playing to the gallery, you can't as a fighter because, you know, he's gonna lose some fights and he's gonna have to accept it. But the fact that he thinks that he has to explain,
explanation, yeah.
No, that's the bad part for him. You know, because you're gonna lose some fights.
Like, don't say nothing.
Yeah. So maybe that's his thing. It works for him, but I think he's not as down to earth as he originally seemed. You know, he's a bit pompous now, and I think it comes with the fame and a bit of to my US.
But
arrogance gonna go well.
Yeah, but really, I feel like that's a natural.
Because down to earth actually ndeyemuna asina ma US.
Andrew one.
But I'm going down to earth, but down to earth here is because apana ma US.
Right now, after every show, I have to clarify because people will come to me like, "Oh, King, I like, you know, you stay around and take pictures with everyone, and you're humble, you're very approachable, and I have to explain to someone, no." Door stage party, your career.
Watch out.
Next
Time
year
is coming.
Watch out.
Next year, no, really and truly.
Drop the mic and you're gone.
I do that so that people understand. Good guys, do you know? I'm the furthest thing, honestly, from humble. Like I want to be honest because I don't want man also. No, no, dandisina.
It wasn't.
Yanga shorter. Ask my sisters. My sisters know the real me because person don't think ganza group chat. But there will be a time where I will feel like no, I've outgrown the group chat. The first time ndakakwira ndege yanga ine Wi-Fi. Ndaida to ganza zvacho kuenda pa Instagram live ndika no. But ndakaba ndafondera my sisters angu ndikati no muri sei fana. What's happening? Ndada ngokuudza kuti kana mune hembe dziri panze kwakuda naye. Inini semunari, I can see situations.
Yes, I
So
can see, yeah.
yeah.
Don't say my niggas are faithful. Very faithful because my
Hey. Honorable Matisha. Honorable Matisha, please withdraw your statement.
So are you saying when the US is there, being faithful is questionable?
King, per level, my US, I don't know that no change. I know Buddhists are the real people.
No, I know Buddhists.
The real person.
The real person is fighting. I don't he didn't cut. And this is why you find especially other boys they do to make it. They just go crazy. You know what I mean? Because it's like short. The real you. I think if you want to know the real person, you remember my US and
yeah, they even talk to you different.
Yeah, you know.
Speech
Man is the root of all evil.
Eye on the side.
It's the root of all evil, and I think it's definitely because we don't know Kandoro. Good guy, but he got good guy.
Quarter two.
Like if you look at me sideways.
Do you want to next year? Kandoro, we have a podcast. I don't do. Makanzi?
I don't do podcast.
No.
No.
Just podcast at the moment.
You know, just ZTN and about.
All right. Still in Zim. Robert Jr.
What are she quickly? What is ZTN?
Robert Jr. I don't know. Things to do with
Hey.
I don't understand.
In any sex tape, I don't say one, but because Tino the way to go, it's a cool young dude.
Yeah.
I like Tino. I
no,
but Tino, but
they are saying he did what? Because it was just
sounds like friends fighting. Saka information inongobuda yakangongwaiwa kuti wakazondidai so wakazoningirira. But the thing that I found very careless is even mukufighta wachona is from a legal perspective. Apana uchikorwa mutemo iri papo. When you leak like someone's, you know, revenge for
it's there, but the question therefore then is how are they going to deal with it? Are they going to deal with it? Or is it going to be
the person who leaked obviously has a charge.
Press charges. Is he going to press
was
charges?
It an anonymous account?
No,
yes.
But it was not in the face watch.
Because you know, if you notice that video, that sex tape, unlike about us, this one is actually.
Alright, I don't the cameraman. I don't want to. Saka tuto zati ndiana itora. Iye anenge achiziva.
My angle is chichi.
Hey, but
I mean, that's why
again chimwe chinchiri deeper ndiche kuti ukaona padwa sex tape runs bata camera. I think you need to ufana kuongorora.
Uri professional. So fana magaini mandigas.
But still apa vanhu vari kufara uri kunzi no iwe uri we production. Nspapa pa ningiri kunzi bako. Ayiwa but ndosaka munhu akalikisa uya kuti ayo no man mazonyanya matepe ini ndiri kunzi production.
Question anybody uti bako if I was into this sort of thing and you would remain professional. Because bako will film whatever you tell him to film.
No, but we are saying with at some point bako achazoda kuti ayiwa euda once in a while mungo take team chimbopinda match mbara yangu bako chimbobati mirani bate inini I think mirani bate inini kamera yacho but bako problem yari ndekuti ayiwa mukuru watozadza flash mukuru watozadza flash ndichingorekoda atikona
there's the filming process, the editing.
Exactly.
No,
Amandijairira. Repeatedly, you see, but I think from a legal standpoint, that was very careless.
No, very.
That was because again, we're not gonna have beef Natino. Yeah. But those young girls didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
No,
who did they beef with?
They didn't. But my question still then is why are we filming these things?
It's very important.
Do you hear now? When we get responses like this, people will think it's
filming
okay.
Is a problem.
As long as it's consensual.
Problem is leak.
It will always leak. it will always leak because there'll be someone who will be spiteful.
Boys right arrange for kuti mozoramba kuti tikupisa. Tikakuudza ine muromo mozoramba.
You see now.
Keta.
Zvimwe ndezvekushotesa.
Oh, ndeuti keta.
Keta. But again, you're right. You're right. It's a ticking time bomb. The moment you film takutomirira list it.
Yes,
but you know they're like couples and married people who actually film. Because
did we not discuss this?
Yeah, I'm sure we might have.
No,
I mean, filming is not the problem.
It's what?
It's leaking of, private.
But you must trust nobody.
Yes,
You do
there was
you
a
just
third
cross
party.
your fingers
This
and
one,
be like,
there was a third party. That's what. But but still akabuda.
No, but he was careless. How do you just store things in plain sight like that? You know you're doing unscrupulous things, and then you are going to get
so kicked. You're gonna go the problem
like you're saying, nyaya third party yoyi. I think but again, even yango mukati trituka, trust muchazongonetsana tatsurana apa.
When you pod wataura ngorova kuseta nice. Awusikuita apana ma third party.
Ndura wacho arimo. Yeah. Wacho arimo you anogona.
Maybe you've just set the camera.
But the footage
is just the
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So if someone is going to make noise, she will say I want to keep it. You will say I want to keep it.
I don't know if is Tino guilty?
But also in this day and age where all these stories are coming out, some people are recording from I want to show zvanga zviri consensual. Panozobuda for safety reasons. You find artists panozobuda sexual assault pakazota ningirigini. I want to have.
So record audio. Why does it have to be visual?
Audio no gononze iri doctored.
Zvekuti tatowirirana kuti mazi pakutogadzirwa ningirigini everyone is well aware kuti chiri kurecord. I think some of those people hanzo hangu tino kuti ndo zvaitira here. But
because for America for real, there's lots of groupies and people who will allow you to do this and then tomorrow you rape me and sort of thing, especially for like soccer stars. It's a real thing. So sometimes when you record in that instance, I know it's bad, but it can save your life.
Yeah,
it can be the difference between
but life is now scary if you have to go through those lengths.
Imagine. Stay at home. Behave yourself. So similar story, well not similar, but with the whole rape charge thing, there's an old mutual manager who's being accused of raping an intern, not once but twice.
I saw that one and
what did you think when you?
My heart just broke, man. Because just from and this was my details akawanda no but it just it's the thing that was disappointing me in that story is do you know like someone in a position of power takes advantage of a young girl early kuma 90s early 2000 kwaigadzirwa madrama akudaro Paul Matayure had a song about that right. So the thing that disappointed me is zvishiri kuitika zvekuti munhu anonyenga neposition yekuti ndoku advance your career ndokuitira scholarship that was the first part of disappointment for me like
but that's probably just the tip of the iceberg because
that's what I realized.
Unemployment is very high. And you find that there are people who are in positions where they can change people's lives by giving them a job, and
then they take
people are being taken advantage of simply because ugasa cooperator.
No, but for me it's twice. I can understand the first time. So the article said he called the girl, come, we need to fold merchandise or equipment for something. The girl goes to the office, he locks the office, and then throws the chick on the table, rapes her. Gone. Then some time later, the same girl calls the same girl, tells her, come to let's meet somewhere. They met somewhere. He rapes her again. So for me, it's like
it becomes straight dicey now.
Yeah,
how do you get raped once and then go to get raped twice and then go to get
and I know
information is missing. Is that?
I know women don't go asking for this. I'm here. But that thing, it has happened the first time. Taura, say something.
Yeah.
Don't wait for it there to be a second, a third, because women are never believed.
Yeah.
When
So
these stories
why would you go the second
come
time
out.
and then report rape? Why didn't you report the first time?
That's where my question is: why did she go and meet the guy the second time? We don't know her circumstances. You are saying unemployment is high. But she thought a payout was coming, or she thought the guy wants to say sorry, or I don't know why she went to see him.
So it happened 2 times.
It happened 2 times.
Where is the guy arrested? Where is he now?
Not. I think he's in custody. Or his job is finished. One of the two.
I think both. Definitely the job.
Let me see
because the job has to be finished.
Yeah. You can't tarnish a big brand.
No, you can't. And like,
wow.
Yeah, it's tricky, but these things are still happening.
Why Christmas? Why are things so dire? Why boss Jinimbe vakaenda nema white part.
Yeah.
December is not December anymore.
It's not,
like people don't have anything to do now.
So while she's looking into that, we have the oldest commercial passenger plane, the 737-200. It's still flying. It's remarkable that it's still flying. What do you think?
I need everyone who is involved in the civil aviation industry in Zimbabwe, the authority, everything, to take themselves a little bit more seriously. Not too much. Just a little bit. Because do you know the thing that disappoints me munyika medu ndeyekuti zvinhu zvinoita kunge zvinofungwa mbichana. We don't have big picture guys. Yeah. We have people that are like no patasvika ipapa bo mfana wangu. Because you know how remarkable that renovation project here by airport was. Very remarkable. Anyone who tells you shading green is a liar. And that's another thing that I don't like as well. When people criticize government, they criticize everything and they don't applaud. But so that these people know but to criticize sure.
True.
That airport, well done. But that airport officially open what and oh, by the way, Planet 2.
I mean, how cool would it be if we had 5 modern aircraft in Zimbabwe? So, some point like ET is,
brother,
you look outside.
Don't even go far.
All over.
Don't even go far and say ET. I took my father to Johannesburg last week.
That was beautiful. I saw that on your socials.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah,
that was nice.
It was the first time this man has ever been on a plane, and he's excited. It's the first time he's ever been to South Africa, right? So he's saying everything is new to him, and the first thing he notices as he's walking out is, "Iwe, tafamba mu oara tambo muno." Like from where the gate, right, to where immigration now is, we're still walking, right? Murgonzi mu airport, and he's like, that's the first thing that is remarkable to him.
Yeah.
On our way back, we've checked in and we get to wait for boarding. And he's looking outside and he's seeing these mdadada. This is Fly South Africa, South Air. Then there's Airlink. We're not even including South African Airways. And it's just wow. Because Pedu, Adzoka now.
Yes.
There's Kafaz Jet Apple. Then there's maybe Chango Shika, Qatar, or Nigirikini. And do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're saying we just built a very beautiful airport.
Let's capacitate.
And even the way the behavior you could even beg. South Africa and beg Mr. Price it. Aside from good Siana, what is the thinking there? More. Becky, when you landed at Heathrow, aside from the people that checked your visa, who spoke to you about your bag?
No one.
When you go to Ethiopia, when you go to South Africa, who's checking your bag? Right? It's that thinking ekuti twakubhadhasa duty. Mari yetu nduyetu anatenga tutu ndoida kuresuscitate nyika.
Yeah.
But while I'm in the queue, I'm seeing these Chinese gentlemen pass me by.
Wow.
Run into my briefcase.
Rukungopfura zvavo.
vari kupfura zvavo munei mumanhingiriro.
No, I
Do you get it? So those kind of things now I feel like they just
it's an irk.
just a little bit kuti aiwa ndege ngatingoti inini demand yangu ndekuti mbinga kana vaneta nekupa vanhu nekuna faramatsi ngavangobheja chiwanzve kuti aiwa kungobheja chiwanzve just one anozanisiwo weezim
nobody knows
onzi ndanoona anoonekwa wendege anonzi ndanoona anoonekwa aiwa from a point of pride zvokuti aiwa zvokundikwidza Ethiopian handichade inanotora nhingirini tokwira nhingirini.
I'm sure he receives this level of
tobva tati isusu because again from that conflict pese patiri kupinda mundege yaya ndiye Wicknell kai ndiye chimudhara kai because even when people speak about want to resuscitate the London Heathrow Harare route nay you want to resuscitate with what
with this one what's the airline this old aircraft
737-200
want to resuscitate the route
okay because now we're in solar right we got
yeah
all right, you had a meeting with Jonathan Moyo and Sevia Kasuku.
Mkaiti meeting. Hey. If you call it a meeting,
King,
these are allegedly bad guys. As far as the current regime is concerned. Tell us about these meetings. What are your plans with Jonathan Moyo and Sevia Kasuku? How are you planning to take off?
Wow. Denny. Can I go?
I don't wanna. Hey.
Can you turn that item this way, please?
Hey.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
What?
You want some water? You want some ice?
I was waiting for this one.
There's no more ice.
Do you want ice?
I was in Nairobi.
Yeah.
For a comedy show.
Right. / a meeting.
And I had an epiphany. I was like, vanoti ndo kwakawanda mkuru kuno. So I did a video where I was like, you know what? People think I've come for a comedy show, but I've really come to look for Jonathan Moyo.
Right.
It just so happened that a lot of Jonathan Moyo's family members found it funny. They kept sending it to him. You need to green to just fulfill this job. So he then responded. It's like, yo, let's go for breakfast. That's how that ended up happening. Right. And this is coming from a indagarerwa murienaro. Yeah. And in most of my disgruntlement with the establishment, as it were, comes from a position. Most of my parents were, not most, both my parents were civil servants. I saw firsthand their struggles trying to make ends meet. 2008, then later on, then Chakadaro, you know. I saw that. So most of my disgruntlement comes from a establishment denied my paying Nigrin, and Vana Jonathan Moyo were part of that. Sakata told Nigrin, but you know Jonathan Moyo Nigrin, and then you meet, which is why I encourage conversations with people that you disagree with. Because I met that guy, I was like, you know what? Panema elements, but angry German and love a graft racket. You know those people that just love their job, they go hard. But moon kwai. Muno kutokwasa kugara naye motoseka but German I'm not kwana kai and motoseka moto ningrin party and he is explaining his thought process and to not would right pa wrong wako but this for you I can see how you thought to that same thing well not same thing Sevia Kasugwere just came to the comedy show you know and afterwards he came and said
he came to watch
you and Rupisa
yeah, and my outcasts are anyway. Because these are people who have not been able to come home. And I wonder why. Because I would have imagined that they would have just made peace and then been able to come home. But it's politics, right? So
as a movement,
no, he's just saying.
Thank you.
So what are their plans?
Because I wanted this part. I know the party knowing do ichatanga kuonekwa na kuzodzikira mashure. So I want to make it clear kuti
Saka makaronga zvipi
right let me not no I to your point I think there's definitely some elements of loneliness
yeah
you know imagine. There's elements of loneliness because these are people that are deeply ingrained in almost every facet of Zimbabwean life. They were the movers and shakers. You know, there's very few things that Raitika Zimbabwe Jangasuri involved Nana Xavier or Media or Jonathan Moore. So to just have been abruptly removed, you know. So I think when they come to the show, or even some of the stuff that they post, maybe to them it represents, because you know what? Maybe for an hour, I can go and experience that Zimbabwean. I just go and get a slice of home, whatever in green. So when I was having that conversation, it's just in that moment in Ngrini, he's reclaiming that relevance that he felt when he was the guy. Because I have all these questions that I'm asking, but Papa, save me, mama, you know, all these questions, and because he hasn't had an opportunity to answer all those in Ngrini. Anyone asked me those questions. So yeah, I think there's an element of loneliness, but also they look healthy, those guys.
Okay.
They look very shockingly healthy.
What a case.
I know do you know it's cold outside Zanu PF? Everyone from Vana Sydney, Sekramai, Vana Chichi, Vasina Kuzu, Kwansa Kutizra Kunzi, Vangotizra Kwamtari. Vakadzoka muningirikini, you know, gumbo wana chichi. Vanhu kuti uno at some point vazoka
sorry.
Anduona. I would assume kuti the longer they stay in there kuti makofas arichi. Otherwise panzapa.
All right.
No one. Yeah. Did you have some more? Yeah, we're good.
No, we're good. I just want to know what your future plans are. Looking at your journey in comedy, how you want to expand from it. You're doing the podcast, you're doing the tour, and then there's parts like what Trevor Noah did.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself taking that one, or there's something else that you're looking at?
I definitely want to see where this comedy thing goes. You know, how far we can take it. Because I mean, right now it's exciting. It's an exciting time for Zimbabwean comedy. You know, everyone is jumping on and doing their parts. Nijo ne okoko, Dog Vigila ne okoko, Ellen Moore ne okoko. You know, it's a very exciting time. So it would be very disappointing, I think, even for the audience, for us to just get here and just fizzle out. It would be very disappointing because we're now, you know, it might catch on fire. Now, the same way Ansime. Maybe at a point where we can actually export our comedy, because everything that we've been doing up until this point is just gaining that confidence and relevance between, you know, amongst our own people, and we relate to the stuff that they're saying, you know. So South Africa, let's export our stories, and that's been my obsession. The thing that I really want to do is to do this successfully now, so somebody can tell their parents, you know what, mama pathi yangu accounting, I think Kandoro. But that only comes from me getting to the point here,
the promised land.
To the promised land. Getting to the part here, not just motor in a number plate, but sustainable wealth. Ane kambaka kekari right. Arukwansa kutoririra there's beyond himself. Anokwansa kusustain, and now you can become an example amongst the youth. That's right. I think me and my friends, that's the thing that we are obsessed with, which is why it goes back to Nyaye, even Nyaye Mota. To accept certain things like that is because I don't want to taint whatever this is. Kujipozonzi, no, Kandoro aishanda zvake, but pane pamwe paakazobetserwa with unscrupulous means. Regardless of how debatable it is, I don't want to take that chance to disappoint someone, to think, but if I fail, I want to fail on my own merit. Kana zvikazoramba 55 years, God willing, mukoma wachiripo, but Kandoro enda nona Victor, ndakaenda. But for now,
you want to work for it.
I want to work.
What if you're just honored? Thanks for making us laugh.
Akuna honor yakadaro.
Thanks for making us laugh.
No, akuna. Mota is Chemara, she not do that, Becky. Chemara.
Now you're making me scared.
No. You accept Betty text. Betty.
Alright, so just finally,
King.
tell us about what we do in 21 December 2024 at the Celebration Center.
21 December, we are filling up Celebration Center to the brim. No.
I have people debating whether they should go for this or for that. And I say go for both because there's a gospel concert that's happening. And then there's King Kandoro.
What time is the gospel?
Hatanga Maskat.
Could be.
Ku Glamis.
No, we are King. Do you know why I'm this daro? Kwa King, my jokes about Twitter I'm church. So I 2 for 1.
I'm down with the King.
It 2 for 1 because Glamis are gonna jokes. I know.
Serious business.
Gonna praise and worship.
Exactly, but in denial. Yangu Denison angariko. Denison is serenade my bed.
Done. And then the hearts are healed.
There's somebody who's going to be triggered. They hear Denison and look around with the motor.
Is it me?
No, but 21 December Celebration Center is going to be me, Tinashe, my brother Nigel. It's going to be exciting because we just want to stamp. Zim Comedy has had a good year.
What's happening with the ladies?
The ladies, and this is something that we've been fighting for. The ladies, I think Zimbabwean comedy, because audience yedu, my stereotype, they are not as encouraging. Do you get what I mean? So right now, as far as I can tell, there's like 2 ladies that are doing stand-up comedy, and one of them were actually going with her cool blues. Okay. This Friday in Vic Falls, to Nigri, so that she can perform and get that experience on the road.
There was a lady, the first show I did, there was a lady who was part of the opening. Act. What's her name?
Tanya.
That girl is, oh my gosh.
But you would expect, right, Kuti, by now more Nigri. Yes. But in your Kuti, there's not enough. I don't know, man. We're hoping could they see these young ladies doing the and more people come out. But there's not much encouragement because the engagement is email dominated field. Even because supporting of Vakumba. Kuti munhu anenge ari fan and then vanhu vari kumba kuti achimbonozama but kumba vanhu vanenge discourage also it's not safe for the ladies traveling usiku and there's my considerations at this thing so ndo zvinova limiter. But the ones that come out, we try as much to make sure they get to, So shout out to Tanya, shout out to Munya.
All right, guys.
This is it.
This has been the King. Becky K, what do we have to say to the people?
No, this was good.
Yeah. We wish you all the best. 21 December,
the next time
I would
I'm
be.
in the UK.
I will be. 21 December, we will be at the Celebration Center. You know what I'm saying? Go get your tickets. They're running out. Where can they get the tickets from?
Med Orange Pharmacies.
And they're running out.
When does this episode come out?
As soon as Bako gets it to us.
Yeah, as soon. But you can answer that pair by the time it comes out. Please go get them. Because takushika kuma 10 minutes.
Before.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
So you can get them at Med Orange Pharmacies. Ari spread out all over from Madokero, Westgate, Jason Moyo, Borodale, Belgravia, Strathaven, all those Neku Celebration Center kwacho. Or you can go on kingkandorolive.com.
Yeah, nice.
And how much are the tickets?
Angari 20 for VIP agapera now up at 25 and then 15 for general tantinema 10 now are 15.
I was about to ask what $10 up as
yeah jana kaimba zvaendwa
master.
You know what, get out.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
No, we had fun, man. King Kandoro, 21 December, Celebration Center. We're there. Make sure you go get your tickets from Med Orange or Celebration Center. You guys be sure to go to our website, www.boysdaytoners.com. Support the podcast. Buy whatever it is we're selling. Show us some love. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And we will see you on the 21st of December at the Celebration Center.
Oh yo.
Denny J Show. Zvanga zviri downta up tauraitidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean